beautiful people. Happy end to my birthday day. I have to tell you, the day turned out to be, I guess, quite special in a lot of ways. I think I told you this morning that my partner made me a lovely video with lots of people that I love. So a big shout out to Mom and Kai and Ashley and Tony, the crazy wise guy that he is, and my coach Eric and my helper in England, James. It was a very international video. My team from the Philippines just really showed up and just made beautiful video, and that was really touching. As well as I just got a message from one of the girls in my class that we share a birthday, and she's saying me happy birthday, and I've just never heard anybody sing like as gorgeous as she just did. So that was a beautiful nightcap. And the other thing that I thought was like really freaking cool was my girlfriend Karen, my walking buddy. She listened to my podcast for the first time after 260 episodes. So that was a gift in itself. It was really cute. She has been tortured with hearing about this for the last year and a half. You know, the year before I actually published all the way till now. My whole dream, every day she hears about the things that we accomplish every day. I don't know how she puts up with me, if I'm being honest. And these things all made me cheerful enough to sound happy to you, because this is actually my second time recording tonight's show. Once again, the microwave was off. The microphone was off, and I was talking to myself the first time I recorded it, which hopefully I deliver as well as I thought I did on that first recording. Tonight's letter is V, and some of the words that really made an impact on me today were the following. The first one is V for volleyball. It's one of my favorite activities, and I'm missing my team on Sunday night. Well, my group, they're a beautiful, fun bunch, and it's so funny how things just sometimes stay the same, even though things change. When I left New York in 2013, there was a community of these people at the Y, and when I came back in 2017, most of the community was still there, and I'm grateful for them. I just miss the fact that we can't play together right now. And volleyball is just an amazing self-care activity anyway, because it's, aside from the community and the physical fun part of it, it's a great way to, relieve stress and all that good stuff. You get to hit a ball and run around. But I found that volleyball makes me feel at home, or at least it was the first adult activity I ever did by myself. It was before I became a truck driver and wasn't comfortable in my skin enough to go anywhere by myself. And there was a continuing ed program that I was like, oh, volleyball. So I signed up for it, and I met some great people there. And it was a lot of fun. We played, whatever night of the week, and we'd play outside in the summer. It was at the high school, and we'd play in the sand court in the summer, and my grandmother used to come and watch. She used to live down the street. It was good times, and maybe that's why I didn't record the first time, because that didn't show up for me. I didn't have that memory. So yeah, Grandma Dina was with me. I used to drag her to volleyball. She was a great cheerleader. She cheerleaded for a lot of things. So the other V word that, the one that I wasn't really going to get hung up on because it bums me out a little, is V vacation. I'm supposed to be in Kansas City right now, And I'm not. I'm in New York. Can't get to Kansas right now, or at least come back and not risk getting fined and all the other things. So, yeah, trying to not be bummed about that. But I can see the value to staying safe. I just canceled another vacation that I had to go to Denver in August. Originally I was supposed to be on a cruise, and we canceled that. And I thought by now maybe things would be better, and they're not. So I'm making some lemonade. I am, really moving the needle on some 3-2-1 no Kiddin stuff. The website, even though you can't see it yet, is coming along spectacularly. My team is making me show up on social media a little bit more, and that takes a little bit of effort. But all these things are going to help me connect a little better to you, and I'm grateful for that, and I'm grateful to have experts in my court to help me get through all that. The other V word that really ties into more the self-care piece is V vitamins. And I'm kind of I've learned through the years that it's important to buy the good stuff. The best example I could give you to tell you why is, I can't remember who told us to do this, but with fish oil. So like, say you buy fish oil vitamins from, we'll say Walmart, or you buy really good ones. Like I happen to buy from Dr. Amen, the brain doctor guy. I trust him. And also I'm getting ready to try Melaleuca because I'm in love with all their food products. So I'm going to see how my body likes their vitamins. Anyway, I don't remember who said it. Anyway, the fish oil, if you put a true fish oil vitamin in a freezer, it won't freeze because it's oil. But if you take like a regular store $19.99 brand or $9.99 brand or a buy one get one free brand, and you put them in the freezer, chances are they'll freeze because there's things like water or whatever, or they'll get cloudy. Anyway, it went to, after I did that experiment and learned from that, I haven't gone back to like store brand vitamins since. So anyway, vitamins can be really helpful for energy and for the nutrition we're lacking. I don't quite eat so perfectly. I'm going to work on this. I'm going to try this 75-day hard thing, I think starting Monday. Of course, I didn't realize I had packages downstairs, and my wonderful mother sent me a pound, I think it's a pound, of Cadbury caramellos, and I think I've shared with you that they've kind of been my quarantine favorite. So they're a nice treat. I don't think I should eat them all by Monday before this challenge starts. So who knows? Maybe we'll see how strong my mind is by keeping them in the freezer. And if I can overcome not eating them for 75 days, I'll have mental strength. Or who knows? They might be gone by Monday. It's too early to tell. Okay, so the next one, a little bit more serious, guys. V for victorious. And not serious in a bad way, but there's a point I would really want you to hear in what I'm about to say. And this is part of why I'm really mad that I lost the first time I recorded, because I think I did a really good job of explaining what this looks like and why it's so important. So when we're on our journey, and here comes my evening yawns, when we're on our journey, it's really important to take note of all the victories and to even know what a victory is. So let me clarify. If you didn't bet today, it's a victory. If you have been not able to get at all away from the scene and you don't bet this hour, that could be a victory. Could be a victory if you've overcome 3 years, 10 years, whatever the numbers are, those could be victories. But there's also these victories that aren't associated with clean time. And the reason I think it's so important that we acknowledge them is because our brains are just so full of freaking negative self-talk, right? I'm still guilty of this. And it's so hard sometimes to just go to the positive place right away. So it takes work and it takes practice. And I think that counting victories is a good way to start that practice. So what do I mean? I mean, the casinos are closed right now. If you're a casino gambler, well, some casinos. The one behind my house is still closed. But let's say you're a casino gambler and all during the quarantine or all during when they're closed down, you didn't gamble. That's a victory, guys. Like, and you might say to me, but Bobby, the casinos were closed, so I couldn't gamble. Well, that's not true. You could, and I'm not telling you to go gamble because there's other places, but if you didn't go and buy a gazillion scratch offs or become addicted on the computer, or I guess with no sports, that kind of helps too. Jeez, COVID's really good for gambling abstinence. Good to know. Anyway, that would be a victory if you didn't go find another way to gamble. And even if you did and your frequency went down or your spend went down, those are all victories. Maybe you went out for a walk today and you don't normally go out for a walk. That's a victory. And you have to be kind to yourself and you have to acknowledge those kinds of things. And the more you give yourself credit for these actions, because all these little actions goes back to that moving the mountain concept. All those little actions are all little pieces of moving that mountain. And essentially the mountain will get built if you just keep doing all these little victories. So my biggest call out on this is that you look for the victories and you acknowledge the victories. Now, even if you don't feel it all the way to your core until you start practicing and start embracing this process, that's fine. But really ask yourself if your actions are a victory. And I think that you'll find that you have more victories than you even know. I mean, let me think about my day today. I'm going to see if I can give you some examples. So I had my call with my counselor this morning, and her and I made a deal. When we are on the phone, we'll start walking. So I walked. That was a victory. What did I do next? Oh, I had a meeting with James, and we got some work stuff done. So that was a victory. I then, wow. Well, then I had a almost, I think, 2-hour conversation with someone, that I had a really heavy duty conversation, I guess is the best way to put it. As I'm trying to navigate this new version of a relationship with my friend. And that was a victory. The victory was that I had the courage to make the call, that the call happened, that I was completely Bobby. I was completely honest. And part of the victory of that was it would have been really easy for me, first of all, to not make the call. It would have been really easy for me to not speak my truth, but I did. And I feel good about that. I don't know how I feel still about the fact that I made the call, like in hindsight. I don't know. It must have been the right thing to do because I did it. But getting through that was a victory. Making time for myself to walk down and get a chocolate milkshake and to meditate twice today. Victories. Like so many victories. Recording my podcast twice. There we go. So be thinking about it. It doesn't have to be winning a war. It could be these little things that just add up every day. And the final word I'm going to share with you, because this one kind of excites me, and this one is both a positive and a negative for me. I think it's bit me in the butt in my corporate job because when you have a lot of bosses, it's really hard to have this V and its vision, because if people don't have your vision or share your vision, it's really hard to execute your vision. And that's where I'm fortunate about 321 Kiddin. I have a vision for it, and it doesn't even matter what it takes to make it happen. In my opinion, the vision is so crystal clear, and I am so dedicated to the vision that I know it'll happen. And I believe in it so much that, I'm developing a team around me that can help me execute my vision. They can take care of all the stuff that keeps us moving towards the vision. But I love having a dream, and it's just so clear. And I think I've been this way in the floral world too, and it just hasn't panned out. And I thought throughout my career, like if I moved higher up the food chain that it would help, but there's still always bosses, so it just doesn't work out that way. And shame on me, I guess. I think that I'm smarter than most people in the floral worlds because of my expertise from starting in the stores and having all the different roles that are involved in it, all the way up to executive level thinking. I was very fortunate to have a boss that let me get involved in all that stuff. He still got the big pay and the V vice president title, but I learned a lot so that it actually transfers into my vision now. So again, lots to be grateful for, gang. So much to be grateful for. And if you're listening and you're one of the people who sent me birthday wishes today, I do appreciate it. I'm kind of glad it's over in the sense that, it's my friends, a couple of them, like Tara had to work tonight and she's like, oh, I'm sorry we can't hang out. And I said to her, it's okay. Like today is okay. It was like a working day, and my big vision is my 50th birthday being in my Kansas City location of 321, having Blue October, playing my birthday music, being on stage with Justin, dancing I Hope You're Happy, the music from the podcast, the beginning and the end, and having all my friends and family and anybody I want at my party. That's going to be an important birthday to me. In the meanwhile, every day is a day to get me closer to my vision and towards the end game. Not that I take it for granted, but I don't really need all the bells and whistles of a birthday. Here's something else too, a big takeaway. The gifts that I got. So I want you to think about this. If you're someone who is either actively gambling or maybe your finances are still in disarray from the gambling, the presents I got today, the video, the couple videos, the fact that one of my friends listened to my podcast for the first time, those were gifts that did not cost any money, but they were like so precious. And I guess that's probably what started my day was, having the emotions that people took the time to do these things. So just keep that in mind, that giving isn't always monetary. So that's the other last point that I have. And that was like my third yawn. So I guess it's time for me to go to bed. I appreciate you beautiful people.